Timmy. Next up, it is my pleasure to introduce the 2014-2015 Mountaineer, Michael Garcia, to discuss the significance of serving as the Mountaineer mascot.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
All right. So let me set the stage with a story from my time as the Mountaineer, and I mean that literally because on November 4th, 2015, I was in Nashville walking the red carpet of the Country Music Awards. I was there to be a background mascot for Brad Paisley's performance of Country Nation. A few months earlier, I had traveled to the Vanderbilt football stadium to be part of a music video featuring around 40 mascots. The song celebrates the blue-collar spirit of America and also America's love of sports. Brad and his songwriters featured the Mountaineers and Volunteers prominently in the chorus. We're Mountaineers, we're Volunteers. Don't worry, I didn't sing. I was just in the background. Seen, not heard. But the project itself brought us a lot of great publicity, right? Now I know what you're thinking. Michael, it must have been so cool to watch all those CMA performances and talk to all of those celebrities. Well, unfortunately for me and the array of collegiate characters that would be a part of the show, we were held in a green room right up until the point where Brad had to perform. But I will always remember the walk from the green room to the stage. It's an extremely narrow hallway, lined with celebrities, and I'm not the biggest country music fan, but you can just tell these peoples had star power. You know, and as I walked past, I'm kind of taking this in, they all stopped mid-conversation and stared at this parade of mascots, right? And for just a moment in time, these people that have all the attention on them, they stop what they're doing and look at us. Even if it's just because we caught them by surprise. I mean, you imagine you see that. Not just the Mountaineer, but the Buckeye and everybody else in between, right? Halfway down the hall, I noticed someone my older sister had listened to growing up, and I told myself, this is cool. I've heard this guy on the radio, and I've seen him in movies. So I passed him, and I overheard him say to his friend, is that the Volunteer? And I do not know what came over me. Sometimes it's just the confidence that the buckskins gives you. But I turn my head and say, it's the Mountaineer, JT. But you were close. And I turn my head and I just keep walking into the stage. So why do I tell you this story? First, even Justin Timberlake, who my sons know as Branch from the Trolls movies, that gets me a lot of points right there. Notice the presence that mascots bring into a room. Mascots are powerful symbols. You know, and what they do, no matter where you are, they command attention. They command attention with this energy and spirit that they carry with them. Now, second, the Mountaineer is one of a few college mascots who can speak, yell, cheer, listen, and respond. And we each bring our own personality to the role, but what's special is that we remain ourselves. Just like this more amplified, energized version. I like to joke and say it's kind of like super serum in the Marvel universe, right? You know, what it is, it doesn't change you. It just makes you more of what you already are. I think Timmy said it in another way, right? It doesn't change you. It's not going to make you a better person. That's why we have the process that brings out the best of us. Because we have this pride for our people around the state. And nothing but the best is good enough to be represented at that state level. But it will bring out you exactly as you are. Braden, just like everyone who came before you, you made it your own. And Cade, you'll do the same. You'll choose to make it significant in your own way with your own energy and your own voice. Over the next year, I hope every single interaction you have is an opportunity to listen and learn about the perspectives of others, because they're all going to have their own struggles, and they're all going to have their own goals. So as you're traveling through these community events in West Virginia, home and road football games, the Big 12 tournament, everywhere in between, people see West Virginia through you. It might just be a small moment in your day, but to a little kid, you may be the Justin Timberlake of their world. Do your best to make each interaction special. Most of the time, you're not going to see the results, right? You're like these teachers that have kids in our school system. They have them for a year, and you only have them for 5 minutes, but I promise you they're going to remember it. I promise you. What I learned during my time as the Mountaineer, and I continue to believe to this day, is that we have so much to learn from each other, all of us. But when it really comes down to it, our values, they're really similar. The world doesn't always want to show you that. The world wants to make you think they're all different. And when in reality, we have so much in common. It's your opportunity to find that. And really, it lets you be empathetic, bring communities together for a common cause. That's what Brad Paisley and his songwriters did, because I was proud to see West Virginia represented on a national stage. I know Sandra was. But for every other school that was represented there, they were also proud to see themselves in that song. So speaking of songs, there's another that we all know that plays after we win at sporting events, at weddings, during Super Bowl commercials, all across the world. Now, I was at a work conference recently, and as always happens, when people find out you're from West Virginia, that one of the first things they mention is country roads, right? It's what we're known for. But also, without fail, sometimes someone will say to me, that song isn't really about West Virginia, right? Now, that used to irritate me, I promise you. But it doesn't anymore, and I want to tell you why. See, I'm not a lawyer. I'm about to get my third degree from WVU, hopefully, here in about a month. None of those degrees are in law. But I am lucky in the fact that my brother, Senator Garcia, is a lawyer. He reminded me that whenever you make a case, you've got to start with facts, right? So here are the facts. John Denver had never been to West Virginia before recording the song. He went to Texas Tech. The songwriters who pitched Country Roads to John Denver, Bill Dunoff and Taffy Nivert, were inspired by a drive along Interstate 81, which, yes, cuts through West Virginia's eastern panhandle, but mostly runs through western Virginia. And Dunoff admitted that he originally wanted to write the song about Massachusetts, but couldn't make the lyrics fit. So what does that mean? Does that mean that Country Roads isn't about West Virginia? Some people think so. But here's the thing. It doesn't matter what the songwriters originally intended. What matters is what the song has come to mean to us. This song was there in all my favorite moments. It was there when I was crowd surfing in the student section after we beat Baylor at Milan Pushkar in 2014, as we stormed the court after beating Kansas in 2015. But also, it was the first song that I sang to my sons after they were born. It's the song that I use to calm them down when they're crying and not feeling so well. And now, it's a song that Mateo sings on his new karaoke machine that he got for his 4th birthday. Happy birthday, Mateo. That's why it's significant, right? It's because we choose to make it that way. Just like the Mountaineer, just like WVU, just like this ceremony tonight, we don't need outside validation to tell us what's important. We choose what we carry with us. And in doing so, we define our own significance. Braden, thank you for your service and commitment as the Mountaineer. Your journey is just beginning. I wish you the best of luck in your next endeavors as you continue to set an example of excellence. And Kate, I'm excited for you to embark on this journey. Cherish the moments as you connect with West Virginians, as well as those outside of the state who may be unfamiliar with who we are. To quote Gladiator, what we do in life echoes in eternity. Make this year count, all right? And to my sons, Mateo and Manny, I hope someday you'll understand the significance this state, this school, and this Mountaineer mascot role are to me and every other Mountaineer in this room. Some of them inherited it, wearing the flying WV and singing Country Roads from childhood, but every single one of them had to make a choice that it was a significant part of their life. They worked hard to live up to a standard of excellence, and through the service of Braden and Cade and all Mountaineers to come, my hope is that kids across West Virginia, including you two, will continue to find meaning in what it means to be a Mountaineer. Thank you.